Good evening, I'm Colm Colgan and you're welcome to the Business and Enterprise Show, Ireland's only live web-based TV business programme. Now, as the weather is so good, we're out of the office today, out of the studio, and we're live on location in the TEK Building in Monaghan at the Border Bizcamp event. Now, the Border Bizcamp is a free networking event where entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs and wannabe entrepreneurs can listen to some fantastically motivating speeches. It's organised entirely on a voluntary basis, and one of the groups behind the voluntary organisation of it is Plato, and I'm joined right now by the director of the Eastern Region, Plato, and Dr. Cecilia Hegarty. Cecilia, you're very welcome to the programme.
Thank you, Colin.
Before we get on to what's happening here in Border Bizcamp, you might tell us a little bit about what Plato actually is and what it does.
Plato East Border Region is it's a well-established, tried and tested model. Plato existed in Europe in the 1980s, came into Ireland in the 1990s. So we established here in the East Border Region again in 2012. And as you probably know, Plato was existing in parts of the East Border Region. It was called Plato Blackwater, which covered Tyrone, Armagh, Monaghan, and also Lies, Newry and Mourne. So we're covering a larger region, if you like. Far up is Ards, Bangor, and as far down as Meath and across here in Monaghan.
What about Cavan?
No, Cavan.
Ah, come on, that's my hometown. Go on anyway.
We're Interreg 4A funded, so this is our jurisdiction. And
so Europe does not like Cavan?
I wouldn't say that.
Anyway, so that's...
They might say people in Cavan have enough money.
Well, if it is, there's none in Bailieborough. So that's what the setup that it is. But what does Plato do?
So Plato then is a 12-month programme for our participant SMEs. Really, we're interested in any companies that have growth aspirations. And the unique aspect of Plato is that they do that hand in hand with a larger parent company. So they could be a larger multinational company within the region that wants to give something back into the community and want to see and support entrepreneurs that are growing through their entrepreneurial journey, if you like. So we have two individuals from two different parent companies coming in every month to, I suppose, facilitate our group through their programme. So we have 12 to 15, generally 15 SMEs in any one group, and we have a number of groups operational at the minute, and we're looking to see, we're seeking to get another 3 going by the end of October.
So if you're just starting in business, or if you're maybe a small one-man band, Plato isn't necessary for you. It's when you've been in business a couple of years and you want to take it to the next step. Is that a fair analogy?
Definitely so, Colm. We're very interested in companies that have aspirations for growth, and we realise that if you're a one-man band, it's difficult to commit. But it really only is one meeting every month, and it's at a time that suits the companies. They decide their agenda, and I would say it is a must for any small entrepreneur wanting to grow, because it's difficult to do that on your own. It is an isolated journey, whereas you have your support of peers, others that are going through the process very much in this programme, and also you have the support of the other parent companies that have been through the growth trajectory. So they've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and are willing to give their information, I suppose, or experience back within a confidential learning environment. And I suppose the other thing for small-time entrepreneurs is, they could go to programmes and events every day of the week, and they still have to go back and do their business. This is very much a programme for companies that want a little bit of everything, and it's all focused around growth and development. How is this going to affect my bottom line? So we're saying if you're interested in a 6-month procurement programme, that's not what Plato is about. It's not for you. If you're interested in a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you decide what you're going to cover in those monthly meetings, then it really is a programme for you. And we're finding our programme very successful to date with the companies, because they get together at the start of the programme. The facilitators are trained. We take them through the process of how they actually establish their customised 12-month programme. So it's a very exciting time for us. That's why I think Border Bizcamp.
Any of our viewers in the region who would be interested in joining a Plato programme, how would they contact you?
We have a website. It's www.platoebr.com, or they can contact us at info@platoebr.com, or my email address is cecilia@platoebr.com. Delighted to talk to you at any time. We're actually based here in the TEK in Monaghan, but we're out and about the region, given that our region is so diverse. So we're very interested in hearing from people, especially now. You'll see on our website the areas that we're recruiting for.
Cecilia Hegarty, or to give you your full title, Dr. Cecilia Hegarty, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Colm.
We've just finished watching Fergal McCormick of FPM's presentation. First thing I have to say, Fergal, is you don't look like an accountant, you don't sound like an accountant, and you don't go on like any accountant that I ever met. What's your secret?
Well, I don't know if we have any secrets or not, but I'm very fortunate to be part of a team that has grown on average with 20% per annum over 20 years without acquisition. And I think that the key to us has been so far is that we're only interested in helping and caring for people. Now that creates business, which thankfully it has done, that's great. But we're more interested in helping and caring than actually making profits. By the way, we think that ultimately makes you more long-term sustainable profits.
And that was more or less the message that you were giving out today. We everyone has a business, and they sell bicycles, they sell cars, whatever they do. That's not what they should be focusing on. Your message is that they should be focusing on helping the customer.
Yes, because ultimately if we help the customer to achieve his or her life aspirations, they'll be very happy with our service. More importantly, they'll tell other people and they'll keep coming back to us. And the key source of new business is not brochures, it's referrals.
And again, one of the points that you were making today was that yes, we're in a recession, yes, things are bad, but if we make the right moves, we can keep going. What were some of the moves you were suggesting that people do?
Well, I think without doubt, first of all, we must embrace lateral thinking. We must adapt to where we are. We can't change the past. And I think we certainly must stop feeling sorry for ourselves, and we must exploit the opportunities that are out there. And there are opportunities out there. And it's a matter, the fittest will survive, and it's a matter which of us decides to exploit those opportunities first who will survive.
Will everybody survive, or was there some companies in the Celtic Tiger that would have made this just purely because they're in the Celtic Tiger, and when it got a bit rough they floundered? But companies that have a solid base, it may be smaller now, but they're the ones that will survive, or are there other factors?
Well, I think there's a number of factors there. I think it would be rather stupid not to acknowledge that the last 4 or 5 years have been exceptionally difficult in Ireland, difficult in the world, but particularly difficult in Ireland. But I think it would also be reasonable to conclude that maybe we all had too much fat, and maybe we had too much complacency, and perhaps we all need that little bit of urgency, that little bit of nervousness, and that little bit of nervousness will ensure that the fittest will survive. But we must change, and if that means even changing our business model, or even changing our business or our product or our service, well then we've got to change, because yesterday's methods and yesterday's products and yesterday's services, we can ensure one thing, won't meet the needs of tomorrow.
Couldn't argue with that. Fergus McCormick, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm joined now by Nevin Maguire, who's I'm not sure what you are. Are you a cook? Are you an author? Are you a businessman? Are you a hotelier? Are you a presenter? You're a bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm a mixture of everything. First of all, I'm a chef. That's what I do. That's my real job. I run Black Lion, Maclean Restaurant in Black Lion.
And the one thing that came across from the talk that you gave us is to have passion for what you do. You obviously have a huge passion in the cookery end, but is that, if somebody was in there watching you talk, leaving the food aspect out of it, is that what they, as an entrepreneur, you could take out of your talk? Whatever you do, make sure you have passion for it.
Exactly. Make sure you have passion and enjoy it. I mean, if you don't love what you do, do something else. Life is too short. That's the way I look at it when I get a young chef or someone that's interested in the industry, because it's for me, the food industry is so buzzing at the minute. There's great opportunities, you can travel, and you never stop learning about food. Food has changed so much in Ireland, but now it's all going back to buying local, as much Irish, because we have the best food in the world.
You said you never stop learning, and again, listening to you just a couple of minutes ago, you're obviously hugely successful, yet a couple of weeks a year you go to another chef and work for free. You use the term, which I'm sorry I didn't quite catch it. You want to tell us what the term is and tell us why you do that?
Yeah, it's called a stage, and you go into a kitchen and I can be peeling vegetables or scrubbing the cookers, but you're learning, you're tasting, and once they see how passionate and eager you are, they'll bring you over and they'll say, listen, come and see this, and we want to show you this. And you don't copy, you get inspiration, and you can't buy that. You get new ideas, and you see lots of new ideas of a combination of ingredients. We call it a stage, and it's when you go to a restaurant. I'm going to go away over to London for hopefully 5-6 days this year, maybe after the summer, but that's how you better yourself. You're constantly learning about food, which I love.
And one of the things that also came through from the talk that you gave was how popular and how important Irish food and vegetables are in Ireland and throughout the world.
We have the best food in the world, because I've done a lot of travelling, and I have to acknowledge Border Bizcamp for the great work they do in promoting our beautiful country, for the unspoilt, unpolluted, very natural. We have very safe food in Ireland. I think that's a big issue in food, that people can trust what we do with our meat, our poultry, and also, of course, our beautiful dairy produce. It's the grass-fed beef, the grass-fed cows, that give us the beautiful cream and butter and milk. We're so lucky.
Having moved up to Cavan, I now realise that most Cavan people look upon Cavan as the centre of the universe. With a restaurant in Black Lion, you are literally on the edge of the universe. You're hugely successful, yet very remotely. Why?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, we never thought we would be the success it is, to be truthful with you. It's all about giving a great product, hopefully, and a great experience to your customers, that they come, they feel relaxed. We call it the Maclean experience. They get the best of food, hospitality. Really, we have such warm, friendly people in Ireland, and then they get good value for money. We're not cheap, but we're not expensive. I know for what we offer, we buy the best of food, and I want to see people coming again and again. We get a lot of repeat customers. So I've seen our business change from maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. We've never been as busy, thank God, but it's all about having a great team, and you're nothing without a good team.
And again, the team behind you will obviously be in the kitchen. Now, all we know about chefs and kitchens now is what we see in the TV. Everybody seems to be shouting at yourself. And if you're not a successful chef unless you've made your staff cry. That appears to be the what you get from the TV. I couldn't imagine that happening in the real world.
No, I mean, that's not the way you treat people. I mean, we all work together as a team. You're only as good as the last food, like we served last night. We do it again this evening. And I think if you make a mistake, how you learn from it and how you respect your staff. If you look after them and they're happy at their work, you'll keep them. They'll be very loyal. And loyalty sometimes is a hard thing to get, in the catering industry, because they tend to move around. But with my staff, I have them a long time. So we keep changing the food, which is good. So we keep challenging ourselves and listening to our customers, but they feel part of the success, and that's the secret.
Now, people come to you for the food. I suppose people come to you first because of your reputation, which has obviously been built up over your years in the media. But mainly they come to you for the food, but also for the service. So it's how you treat your customers. What tips, as a successful entrepreneur and chef and restaurateur and all the other titles I could add on to it, could you give to our business viewers about how to treat your customers?
Well, I think you listen to your customers. Feedback is important, good and negative, and it's how you better yourself. If I do a new dish, did you like it? How could we better it? And that, I'm not going to put it on the menu because I like it, but I want my customers to enjoy it. So it's making them feel relaxed, that they're not worrying about what they have to wear, or, that they feel very relaxed. They've booked a long time ago, they've saved up, so it's a big night for them, and expectations are huge. So it's all about being consistent. In business, it's the same. Treat every member of every customer the exact same. That they're well respected, that they're relaxed, and that they enjoy great food. And they love all my staff. I do a lot of training with the staff. That's really important, that they explain the food that's on the plate, because we do tastings. When I do a new dish, I get all the staff to taste it, and then we get feedback too from them. So that's how you learn. And listen, every day, we're all in business. You're learning every day, and every customer is unique and different and special.
But listen to your customer. Neville McGuire, thank you so much for your time. So that's it for this half of the programme. Do stay with us, and we will be back after this short ad break.